Hi everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today we're diving into a corporate filing that's a bit like a financial Houdini act. We're going to try to figure out how Hertz, the rental car company, is juggling its debt and keeping its fleet on the road. It's all in this Form 8K, a report companies file when something important happens. Before we jump in, if you like getting the real story behind these corporate documents, make sure to subscribe. We also have a Discord community linked in the description where you can chat with other finance-minded folks. This document is filed by both Hertz Global Holdings and the Hertz Corporation. The Hertz Corporation, with a CIK number of 0000047129, also filed this report. That means that both companies are involved in the events described in the report. This is an 8K filing. An 8K is a report that companies file with the SEC to announce major events that could be important to investors. Think of it as a corporate breaking news alert. In this case, the event happened on May 6, 2025. Scroll&Tees quotes this filing is for both Hertz Global Holdings Inc. Scroll. This filing is for both Hertz Global Holdings. It's incorporated in Delaware with the file number 001 alert 76600 and its address is at 805 and in welcome back to the Santa Fe Z5R1 Williams Road, Estero, Florida 33928. Crow common check stock par value $0.010 per share scroll. Hertz Global Holdings has its common stock and warrants to purchase common stock registered on the Nasdaq Stock Market LLC under the ticker symbols HTZ and HTZWW respectively. Here's where things get interesting. Item 1.01 is about entering into a material definitive agreement. Basically, it means Hertz made a deal that's big enough to matter to its business and investors. The first big deal is an amendment to their credit agreement. Think of a credit agreement like a giant corporate credit card. Hertz is changing the terms of this agreement to borrow money under better circumstances for them. The Hertz Corporation, or THC, has a credit agreement, also known as the First Lian Credit Facility, with a bunch of lenders and Barclays Bank PLC. They're making changes to this agreement, and those changes are called Amendment No. 10. Amendment No. 10 extends the maturity date or the due date on about $1.665 billion of their $2 billion revolving credit facility or credit line. This means they don't have to pay back that money until March 31, 2028, which is called the extended revolving maturity date. There's also a mention of additional limitations, so watch out for that. Item 2.2.3 is about creating a financial obligation, a promise or commitment to pay someone money in the future, or an obligation under an off-balance sheet arrangement. This is connected to the credit agreement. Hertz is creating a new financial obligation. Scroll amendment to Mol 3 2 amended and restated series Atai 2 big deal involves Hertz Vehicle Financing 3 LLC or HVF 3, which is a subsidiary or a smaller company owned by Hertz, and the second amended and restated series 2021 A supplement. They're making changes to this agreement with Amendment No. 3. Amendment No. 3 extends the commitment termination date, basically the deadline, for some asset-backed notes. Think of these notes as bonds backed by the value of Hertz's rental cars. The Class A maximum principal amount, or the maximum amount they can borrow until April 10, 2026, is $3,600 Port T $20 billion, and then it goes down to $2,000 maximum principal amount, or the maximum amount they can borrow until April 10, 26 is $3,628 million, and then it goes down to $2,860 billion until May 7, $2,000 vidi. Finally, Hertz's affiliates or related companies have made amendments to their European ABS, which is a way of financing their vehicle fleets in Europe. ABS stands for Asset-Backed Securities. The European ABS facility maturity date with respect to 160 billion of Class A notes has been extended to April 30, 2027, and the amendments also involve issuing Class B notes. Until March 31, 26, the aggregate amount of Class A notes commitments is 1.29 billion NOL. International Fleet Financing Number 2BV, or IFF Number 2, is a special purpose subsidiary, a company created for a specific reason of Hertz. IFF Number 2 is involved in the European ABS through an issuer facility agreement. The money from this agreement is used to buy rental vehicles, and those vehicles are the collateral or security for the agreement. Alright, so what does it all mean? Hertz is basically pushing out its debt deadlines. They're kicking the can down the road, hoping that things will get better in the future. They're extending credit agreements and asset-backed notes to give themselves more time to pay back the money. Hertz is a company that had a rough patch a few years ago. The company went through bankruptcy during the pandemic when travel ground to a halt, but they have been making progress since then. Looking at these actions more broadly, Hertz is trying to manage its debt. The company is using financial engineering to extend deadlines and maintain access to funding. This suggests that Hertz may be facing some challenges in its core business, making it necessary to restructure its debt obligations. The extensions give them more breathing room, but they need to improve profitability to truly get back on track. The notable risk is that Hertz is still heavily reliant on debt, which is always a dangerous game. If the economy slows down or travel declines, they could find themselves in trouble again. However, the opportunity is that they're positioning themselves to take advantage of a potential rebound in the travel industry. So our conclusion is that Hertz is not out of the woods yet, but they're making smart moves to survive. They're playing a high-stakes game, but they have a chance to win if they can improve their business and manage their debt wisely. Alright, that's our breakdown of Hertz's latest filing. What's your take on these moves and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.